Welcome to the Midland Business Alliance COVID-19 update. I'm Tony Stamas, President and CEO of the Midland Business Alliance. Appreciate you taking time to join us for a few minutes today. This is kind of a new tool that we're adding to our toolbox in this kind of unprecedented time. I know it's an overused word, but certainly applies to what we're dealing with. We're trying to make sure we're communicating to businesses throughout Midland in terms of the challenges and what resources are out there. So we do that through emails, certainly social media, in particular on Facebook. We really tried to make our website a source for the information that people need to know, and put those in segments there where you can just click on what you need. So it's not just lost in a ton of verbiage. So please go to that mbami.org. That's mbami.org and look for that. And then with these segments, what the hope is is talk to people who are right there on the front lines that are helping businesses navigate through this. And so with that in mind, we're thrilled to kick this off. Chris Rishko is the CEO of the Great Lakes Bay Michigan Works. And Chris, I know you and your team, we work together regularly, are usually busy, but this has got to be kind of taking it to another level. So welcome. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Tony. It's great to be here.
Good. Well, Chris, can you kind of talk about how you and the team are kind of navigating this COVID-19 world, working with employees and employers, and kind of some of the essential things that people should need to do? We're going to keep this, like I said, in about 10 minutes, but I just want to kind of give folks the highlights and where they can go if they need more details.
Perfect. Yeah, so traditionally we stay out of the unemployment realm. We are the employment agency for Michigan. However, desperate times, a lot of our team has kind of shifted gears to help out a lot of our job participants as well as employers across the region, connect either to the resources for filing for unemployment, or for helping businesses find what steps they have to take if they are in that position where they have to lay off potentially some of their employees. So we've been doing a lot of that lately. Our business service team is constantly in contact with all of our partner employers across the region. We're connecting them to UI Unemployment Insurance Agency for the questions, as well as local economic development corporations and SBDC to hopefully get any information they need, get those questions answered. It varies case by case. We've seen things that we've never even seen before, and we're continuing to not just help with unemployment, but as you know, a lot of the employment opportunities have shifted. There's demand in a lot of industries that hasn't seen such a high level before, and we're also helping to try to find them the talent they need, whether that's on pure Michigan Talent Connect or through our own Facebook or social media pages.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Chris. And you guys do such a great job of trying to get people connected in there. And as you said, it's kind of a different time. So first, I want to touch on kind of both the unemployment and the employment, because I think people think when we talk about the unemployment, which it's just massive because everybody in the world is impacted by this. That's what they think towards. But you're right. Certainly, you hear examples that there are certain sectors that are looking for people. Mm-hmm. So let's start in terms of unemployment. If people are, if businesses, their employees are unemployed, there's generally the process that they go through with the state. Can you kind of talk about what they should be doing, and if anything's changed? You would go to the state's unemployment website, you would file the information. But I know they've been so overloaded. There's some discussion about, do I need to refile? So can you kind of talk about that process in this environment?
Sure. It's actually the best place to start for whether you're an employer or an employee who need to start the process for unemployment, is really to visit their website. It's on www.michigan.gov/leo. They have a lot of up-to-date resources. That's basically where they're using as their depository for all the most current information. That's the best place to start. And once you start there, I know a lot of they have phone numbers and email addresses that you can use. Just be patient, and they are working tirelessly to hopefully answer any questions and get the process started. But everything is very clearly outlined on the state of Michigan's website.
Great. I think that's a great resource. Mm-hmm. And so when people go there and like you said, they're overwhelmed and they're trying to navigate through that, how do they, if they're getting responses or they're not hearing back, Is there a good vehicle? Some people say, well, do I need to reapply? And I know part of it is that they're just trying to work through the massive numbers that they've been dealing with.
Yeah, if you have been denied previously, specifically if you fall into that what was before a low-wage worker, or if you were under that self-employed umbrella, don't reapply just yet. They are the state is still working through their processes and what their eligibility criteria are going to be. So nothing has been determined. So any applications reapplying you're going to do isn't going to really help anything. So once that comes out, just be ready to go. Have all your information ready to go, and then they'll be able to get you back into the system if that's what's required.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think that's great counsel. And you touched on this. I mean, this is different than what we've seen historically in that there are populations who could not have been applied for this before in terms of sole proprietors, in terms of those contract employees. So can you kind of talk about that, how this is much more expansive than we've seen in the past?
Oh yeah, this is much more expensive. There are a lot of eligibility criteria that if you were self-employed or you're under that gig economy, or you were a consultant, you wouldn't necessarily qualify for a lot of the unemployment benefits. However, now it's pretty much a clean slate. If you worked, and especially if you're not able to work because of the COVID emergency, then they being the state and the federal government are really trying to alleviate a lot of those barriers to being able to receive unemployment. So it is a lot different. The only thing is it's very new. So the systems that track a lot of the applications and the claims have to be updated. And that's the part that's kind of slowing the process down.
Okay. And I think you mentioned earlier, even in terms of the population with low wage workers, it's changed as well.
Yes.
And so there's some opportunities there again that haven't existed in the past.
There are, and unfortunately, they have yet to be fully developed by the state. They're still working on those. They actually expect to be released by the end of this week, hopefully, maybe early next week. But things will definitely open up for a lot of different people.
Great, good. And also historically, businesses have been, when people would lay people off, that would impact on their history. And then when they would have to go back, the amount they would pay in terms of you try and put those dollars up front would be, if they had a high unemployment experience, people going on that would increase. But this has changed in that realm as well, in that it doesn't apply to their history, given, again, what we've talked about with the unprecedented circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, unfortunately, I can't go too far into it. I'm afraid that I would I'd say something wrong. So I'm gonna stay on the periphery of the details.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Now, can you talk a little bit about how this is partnering with the federal government? The federal government passed the $2 trillion bill. A big piece of that deals with additional unemployment assistance. So can you kind of speak to how that's coordinating with the state?
Yes, it's actually under the CARES Act. So individuals who may not be able to apply previously, that kind of is what bringing into that gig economy folks and those low unemployed. But also they're going to provide an amount of $600 a week in addition to the state benefits. And that is going to be up to 4 months. So that's the key word, is once you start it, it's not going to be the entire duration of your unemployment benefits, but it's for a 4-month period. And then in addition to that, typically up until this the COVID crisis started, you were eligible for unemployment benefits for 20 weeks. That got extended to 26 weeks. Now it's been extended to 39 weeks. So that has increased the window for benefits, and then added another $600 for 16 of those weeks onto the overall your benefit package that you'll be able to receive.
Okay, that's important information. And then, like you said earlier, when we kind of kicked it off, there are businesses that are looking to hire, and and that's really where you guys, most days before we get into this, that's where you specialize and you serve the community and the region so well, as helping connect employers with employees that are out there looking for opportunities. So can you talk about how you're navigating that, connecting with the those employers that are looking to hire and those who are interested in working with them?
Of course, we are, like I said, our business service team is standing by to aid those employers who are looking for talent. We are also developing some multi-company job fairs in each county that we work with, and these are all going to be virtual. So it's going to be a much different platform than what we're normal to. You know, bring everybody into the same room and allow them to interact. But this is going to be all virtual, so that way we can reach out to those looking for jobs as well as employers, and kind of connect them. And we're ready to be the person to do that. We're also ready to we're also putting all of our programs that we have for potential job seekers, whether that's resume classes, all of our workshops, they're all virtual now, and they're all online. So that way you can, if you're preparing to re-enter the job space, then you'll be able to kind of polish up and then get ready to do all these virtual affairs. And this will be in conjunction. And when things do return to whatever the new normal will be, we're going to be ready to hit the ground running to get connect our employers to the talent that they're going to need.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll hopefully see that light at the end of the tunnel sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. And then we want to get this economy moving again and getting employers and employees connected. So appreciate that. So the best way for people to connect with you is to go to your website?
A firm, yep. Our website is, we're constantly keeping it updated, as well as our Facebook page, our social media page outlets. We are monitoring it constantly, and we are standing by to assist. Also, for any employers out there, reach out to your business service representative. They're ready to go and to assist you in any way we can.
Wonderful. Well, I just want to again thank Chris Rishko, CEO of the Great Lakes Bay Michigan Works. I thank you and your team. Like you said, you're kind of having to go into areas that you're not traditionally in there, but I know trying to help people and to help businesses, to help employees, and so we appreciate all of your efforts.
Oh, thank you. We're ready. We're here to help and ready to serve the people of the Great Lakes Bay region.
Great, thank you. And again, thank you for joining us. We will make this a regular thing, a regular item. Again, as Chris said, in terms of the information they have, we are also on social media platforms, Facebook, and try and keep our information put together at mbami.org. That's mbami.org. Thanks for joining us today.